Hello everybody. This is a demonstration for Painting 2 on our project that we do with fluid paintings. This is a little bit different than what you did in year 1. As I explained in the worksheet video, we're testing out a new set of ingredients for your fluid paintings because our goal is to get this, which is to create these cells. And I feel like we're better this year than we were last year, and last year we were better last year than the year before that. So we're growing, and I think that we're learning a lot from this. So you have an advantage over last year's painting 1 because I think we have a better formula that we're using. You buy this stuff called it's called Flood. That's the brand. It's Floetrol is the name of the material that we need. It's used to kind of like extend paint. If you're trying to thin out a paint, if you were going to do like a room and you were going to brush it on, use that if the paint's too thick. And that's what we want to do with fluid painting, is that you use this. Now our ratio that we have is 1 part Floetrol, 2 parts water, 1 part paint. Okay, so if there ever was a need for you to make a color and we were like short on red or something like that, and you don't mind making it, that's the ingredients. And I'll try to somewhere on here have that written down so you don't remember it exactly. But 2 parts water, 1 part Floetrol, 1 part paint. Okay, so I don't have a lot of colors set up. It's enough to do this demonstration on how to do this project. Now you are also going to use this. This is something that we experimented with last year, and this is what we need to use. It's a silicone lubricant they use for treadmill stuff. You only use a couple drops of this, and I'll kind of demonstrate how to use it. So first off, remember you have a 12 by 12. You have 3 of them, so you can experiment from watching those videos and how you could do something a little bit different. But just for the general purpose of doing one of them, I'm going to use these little containers. I will have a whole bunch of them, and this is where you're going to pour your paint in for your individual colors. Okay, so for example, I have 3 right along here. And this is the new mixture I'm going through right now, cleaning the old ones out, and so you'll be starting with new paint. Put your finger on the top of this, give this a good shake. This stuff will be more fluid-like, lack of a better word. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pour it into the container. I'm going to go all the way almost to the top, just so you don't go too far with it. And then I'm going to take my black, give it a shake. Now, I don't feel like we need as much of this either because it is on the thinner side, which is good. So it makes the stuff flow a little bit better as well. And then my blue is my other color. Now, for the normal painting 1 students, they're still going to probably take their painting cup or something that I might have in class, fill it up to that line, and then they're going to do a pour. Ours are going to be a little bit different this time because I'm going to take this lubricant stuff, the silicone, and you're going to put about 2 or 3 drops in each one. So I'm going to come over to the white, give it just a slight squeeze, and then 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If you do 4 or 5, it's not that big a deal, but I am hoping that this little container will be enough, at least for your class, because I think this is like $17 to get this. But you use that because it creates those cells. Next, I'm going to grab just the back end of a paintbrush, and I'm going to go in and just stir this so that silicone gets inside that paint really well. So I'm doing the white. I don't care too much about the cross-contamination, so I'm just going to stick that right into blue. I don't think you're going to notice too much of it. Makes it a little light blue. To me, it's not that big a deal. Or wash it up, whatever you want to do. So get that stirred up because you really want that silicone mixed pretty nicely within all your colors. And I'm going to do black last. So the silicone is now evenly mixed in all of it. Good. Second thing. Because I wanted the silicone in here, that's why I mixed them up individually. Now I'm going to take these. Take one of my water cups, got a little water in it, and I'm going to pour all my color inside of there. So my white, I don't think there's a real big difference on which is which. blue in terms of the order, but we will see. So with all that's mixed, and it goes with 3 of those little cups, it almost goes all the way up to that line that we usually normally stop at anyway. So that is more than enough. You know, if you're using 4 colors or 5 colors, consider, you know, using less of this. The less that we use, the more chance you have the possibility of having the right color you want to use when you do the project. Okay, now we're going to go over there and do our pour. Okay, so I have this all set up. I already have my newspaper out. I have a board that I painted white. This is dry right now. I don't think it really matters if this is dry or wet. I do not have my border. You can do your border first or you can do it last. It doesn't matter so much. Just as a thought I'm thinking about right now is if you did do it first, you could actually take whatever you have left over on here and kind of tap it on there, and you wouldn't even have to do a second board. That might actually look good, or it might not look good. I also, in the scrap bin over there, I just cut some pieces of wood so I can set this down. So when I do my pour, it's elevated and I don't have to worry about it so much. Okay, is that a big deal? I don't think so. But this can't sit out here. Once you're done, no matter what, you have to lift this up, and you might even want to take this with you and stick it into whatever painting area that you have. Sorry about the cutting the wood. I hope you can't hear that too bad. Next thing is I'm going to do my pour. I've seen a couple of students. There's 2 ways you can do this. One is I can pour it directly on there. I've also seen a number of students do this because they see this online. So we'll do that one this time. So I flip it over, take it down, lift it up. Now you can already see, and I'll try to zoom in on there. You can already see that it's creating the cells. Now I'm going to start going around and start moving this like we normally do. Now I've also noticed that the more I've done these is I'll do this around the outside just to get it wet, because I noticed that it likes to go, fluid paints like to go where it's already kind of wet. Bring this down. Just bringing that over there a little bit. See if you can see this a little bit better. Okay, that's covered there. Now I'm going to try to get this last section down here done. And again, I'm going to tease this down by already kind of getting this wet. Bring that down. Now, I've also noticed that when I've done this, I'm going to go grab like the white and the black and the brown, or black, sorry. Now, there's no reason why you can't continue to add stuff onto this. Okay, so I'm going to add just a little bit of blue there, a little bit of white, just to help out with the amount of paint that I need to kind of cover that area. And maybe I might say, look at it and say, well, I'd like to have more white here. Okay, let's add some more white right there. Get that to mix up a little bit. Add some more. Okay, the downside that I'm thinking about as I do this is it doesn't have that silicone in there. So it's not going to necessarily get the bubbles that you want maybe in that side, or that's those cells that you want in that area. A little more down here, so I'm just tapping with my fingers to try to get that, to get down in that area. And that should be it for that first part. Now, I'm going to get our heat gun, and our heat gun is underneath the cabinet over by the chop saw. Okay, now I have the heat gun. I have it plugged into one of the terminals that are above me. I'm trying to hang on to the cord. I'm going to turn this on, and I'm just going to kind of place it around here and see if I can open up any more of these cells. Okay, so the heat gun is something that's kind of optional. I don't know if I really ever noticed that there's a huge difference with it, but I know a lot of other fluid painting artists kind of do use it. So I don't have as many cells as I would like to. So this is where we're still kind of in that transition state, and see if I just need to add a little more silicone or not. But the design is still pretty nice. And what I might do is that I like reds. I like these cool colors against these red colors. Is I might go back and I might even let this dry, or I might just do another one real quick of reds, red, white, and black, and do like a strip of color across here so this isn't too monochromatic. If you completely don't like it, then you can cover the whole thing. But sometimes it's fun to do a couple different pours on the same one because you get this more layered effect as you're working on it. Okay? Other than that, I hope you understand everything. Watch those videos. You can learn a couple of new techniques, and that is it. Thank you very much.